Well, we're back. Thanks to your prayers and support, our team traveled to Namibia for 2 weeks this summer. We went with some specific ministry goals in mind, but quickly learned that our lives were about to change. During the next few minutes, your life will change as well.
It took us 46 hours of travel time to get to Keetmanshoop, Namibia. We arrived late Wednesday night to Potter's House Ark, one of the 3 orphanages in Namibia run by Christ's Hope International. We had planned to use Thursday as a day of rest and orientation, but at breakfast that morning, our Choose to Wait teams were informed that they were scheduled to start teaching at 7:45 a.m. Likewise, the other ministry teams jumped right in, as the needs were so great. This is Lisa. She is a darling 2-year-old who is infected with the HIV virus. Lisa's mom died of AIDS, and her family brought her to the Ark to be taken care of. With proper nutrition and medication, Lisa's life expectancy is only 5 to 10 years. Without it, dramatically less. In spite of her illness and side effects of the medicine, she's a quiet and gentle, loving little girl. One of our team members noted that it was a very good day when Lisa didn't throw up. Meet Jaku, Rion, Giovanni, and Magdalena. They're all brothers and sisters. Due to neglect and poor living conditions, they were removed from their home and brought to the Ark. When we arrived, we were informed that Giovanni was likely infected with HIV. However, during the first week we were there, we rejoiced in the news that his last 2 tests came back negative. On our last night at the Ark, Jonathan and a friend came by to see us, saying they wanted to give their lives to the Lord. One of our many prayers had again been answered.
Another toddler, Joseph, was simply abandoned at the hospital when his mother fled right after his birth. These are just a few of the hundreds of children whom we met who made an everlasting impression on our hearts. But there are more, many, many more children in need.
During our stay, the Namibian newspaper ran this front-page article reporting that 21,000 children were orphaned in 2003, with a majority losing either one or both of their parents to AIDS-related causes. In total, Namibia has 120,000 orphans. That's 12% of all the children in the country. This number is expected to reach 180,000 in the year 2010.
How should we as Christians respond to this news? What can we do? What can you do?
Christ's Hope International has taken over the AIDS ministry in Namibia and is rapidly expanding their program to other countries. They partner with supporters like us throughout the world to bring care, nurturing love, dignity, and hope that can only come through the saving grace of Jesus Christ. They have targeted 3 vital areas of service: prevention, care and compassion, and the nurturing of children. In an effort to stop the spread of AIDS, they've developed an abstinence program for public schools called Choose to Wait. This faith-based curriculum centers on the biblical principles of sexual purity before marriage and faithfulness to one's spouse in marriage. For nearly a week and a half, our Choose to Wait teams were allowed to present to students in 3 local high schools, speaking to as many as 7 classes per day. Because of this, they had an opportunity to meet with many of the students several times. Because the Choose to Wait curriculum only takes 2 sessions to be delivered, our team members, who are mostly high school and college students, had a great chance to spend time with their Namibian peers, discussing things like self-worth, breaking addictive behaviors, personal integrity, goal setting and achievement. Additionally, they sang songs, presented skits, and preached the gospel of Jesus Christ in a classroom. Where in the U.S. could a group come into a classroom setting and openly preach the gospel and invite students to accept Jesus as their Savior? Zazito Epifania is a local pastor and a friend of the Ark. He says Namibia's problem is not lack of resources, but a poverty of leadership. Zito has a passion for youth ministry and is working to build confidence, integrity, and accountability into the teens of Namibia.
But you know, it's not enough to simply show up, share the word, save some souls, and then hop a plane back home.
One of the key components of the Choose to Wait ministry is the ongoing discipleship to the students. The Choose to Wait After School Club provides high schoolers with an environment that they can understand that they are special, develop their values and their self-worth, learn more about Jesus, and grow in their faith. All in a safe and fun environment away from the temptations of destructive behavior. Another goal of the Choose to Wait After School Club is to develop youth leaders and mentors for the future. The second area of service that the Ark provides is called care and compassion. At the center of the AIDS crisis, people of all ages are dying. The stigma of being diagnosed with AIDS causes infected people to be rejected by society, and many times their own families. They are left to die alone, without dignity, from either AIDS or starvation. Beulah works at the Ark and is a living example of a loving and compassionate servant of the Lord through her expression of care and compassion. She walks from house to house to feed, wash, and change the bandages of AIDS victims while sharing the life-changing message of Jesus Christ. Beulah's smile and attitude warms the coldest of hearts. Everyone along the streets of Keetmanshoop knows her and the work that she does in the community. Franz works at Potter's House and makes his daily rounds providing several homeless groups with possibly their only meal of the day, a serving of porridge. While delivering food and some water, he compassionately listens to their needs, provides transportation to clinics, distributes clothing, and shares the good news of Jesus' death and resurrection. When we think of homeless people, we many times associate them with drug addiction and psychological disturbance, or simple laziness. We found this far from the truth in Namibia. Meet Francesco. He's a 50-year-old man, educated, articulate, and hardworking. Economic conditions have put him out of the workforce. Francesco and his colleagues collect glass for recycling and receive 5 cents per kilogram for their efforts.
The goal of each of the 3 Arks is to provide a nurturing environment, providing shelter, food, clothing, and love for the orphans.
Potter's House has nearly 50 kids ranging from infants to teenagers. They start their day at 5 a.m. with joyous singing, worship, and praise. Their time is structured to include their studies, chores, and of course, playtime. They have become a de facto family unit with the older children caring for their younger siblings. While the Ark kids attend regular schools, the house parents instill a sense of love, value, and hope to these abandoned children to help them become moral, ethical, and Christ-centered citizens. With so many adults dying of AIDS, the goal of the Ark is to train the next generation of young people to set a new standard of behavior for themselves and their peers to become the empowered leaders of tomorrow. Another highlight of the trip was conducting Kids Club and some of the street kids who would join in. We sang songs, shared Bible stories, played games, and did crafts. Toward the end, the kids who lived in the Ark would go into the dining room and do their homework, while the street kids would stay for a meal, again consisting of simple porridge, which would perhaps be their only meal of the day. On the first day we had about 22 kids in attendance, but by the time we left, over 120 kids came to Kids Club, causing us to run out of food many times. But no one went hungry. There was also a lot of maintenance work to be done around the Ark. We replaced windows and doors, fixed washing machines and faucets, built desks, tables, and clotheslines, painted walls, and wired outlets. While we had a list of tasks to accomplish, It seems that projects and priorities change daily, and sometimes hourly.
You know, in our Western mindset, we're so task-oriented that we forget about the important things. I was working on a construction group and I needed to get a measurement out of the library, so I went running up the stairs with my tool belt on, my tape measure, got my measurement and wanted to run down before I forgot it. And at the bottom of the stairs, a little boy grabbed my tape measure and pulled it out. And at first I was put off by not wanting to forget my measurements and wanting to get the job done, but realized at that moment it was more important for a young boy to play with a tape measure than it ever was for me to complete a project.
There is endless work here.
24 missionaries, 15 days, not enough really. But to the children at the Ark, even the slightest amount of love, compassion, being held, it means the world to them. AIDS is a reality. AIDS orphans are a reality. We're committed to the ongoing support of this ministry. We've been called to do it. We hope these kids have touched your heart and have changed your life. We'd like you to be involved. Give us a call. Find out what you can do to be a part of Project Namibia.
I want to thank you of the Church for Mount Olive. You people here for this week was a great blessing for us. And I feel sad when I notice that they have to leave in a couple of hours. My prayer is that they will come again and bless us more. Their presence here was